I have been anticipating for this movie for a long time. The funny thing is that I haven't read the manga when the movie announcement occurred. I finally collected the volumes and read them. Needless to say, I loved it. It was one series that for some reason dragged me into reading without any knowledge or preview. I just know I wanted to. The movie trailers begin to compel me, reminding me the great memory of the series. I have no idea on why the movie isn't licensed in United States as of this recording time, but I know I have to watch it. A Silent Voice is a bit over 2 hours long. The thought of condensing the entire content from the original source in this length is ludicrous, though I accept it for what it is, so long it brings the excellence to the big screen. From the critics' reception alone, it certainly has done a bang-up job. Is it good as I was hoping for? I will break into two parts, one for movie review and the other is the brief comparison from the original source. Ishida Shoya bullies a deaf girl, Nishimiya Shoko, in elementary school. After her transfer to another school, he then gets bullied by the ones he calls friends, leaving him scarred with no sight of future. A couple of years later, he seeks to end his life, only to stumble upon Shoko. It was that moment that his path to redemption has begun. The story begins with a hard-hitting and nerve-wracking setting. Watching an innocent girl getting bullied for faults that she didn't choose to have is hard to watch. The movie briefly shows the current timeline of Shoya in an empty shell of his former self. That brief scene helps to balance out before entering over 20 minutes worth of flashback in order to feel not just disgusted, but sympathetic. They were 6th graders, and at the time of age, they would do nasty things that they wouldn't know what would lie ahead. Once the flashback ends, the story goes to full gear with the relationship between Shoya and Shoko, and every part of it is delightful. It slowly works its way to build the foundation between the two, in which later spreads to other. The theme of friendship is the centerpiece to these two characters, more so on Shoya, because the redemption is the big question of his life. It questions if a person deserves another chance or forgiveness. As time progresses, the development are profound within the relationship with old and new friends. The struggle for both characters are similar yet struggle differently to exploit the importance of bond. While the romance feel is visible and known towards the audience, it doesn't take away the prime focus of friendship as well as dealing with their issues. Therefore, making the story more focused, more character driven, and great emotional ride. The ending hits home with a powerful message from the course of the journey. Although it could have timed it a bit better on the setting, perhaps cover a bit more on certain aspects, the message is well received as it pays off your 2 hours long trip to these attachable characters. The two main characters are very likable and well presented in their roles. Shoya is a boy who has done many wrongdoings in his past, leaving him to take a path to redemption. He's the protagonist that we follow through and through, getting to know something he lost a long time ago. He leads the story to present the meaning of friendship, how to communicate, what to do in your spare time, how to stay communicated, where to go to have fun, and many others. The narrative doesn't let him off easy, as his character is often challenged with certainty that he can't be redeemed. It reminds the audience that this is the same boy who has done so much negative deeds that one way or another, karma comes around. Is not handling in a way that he will always suffer, rather trying to maintain the reflection of his interpretive view of friendship. Shoko is a lovable character that has you feeling upset that her life shouldn't have to deal with this. She's not there to look pretty and innocent target though. She has her share of development that is similar to Shoya, only it leaves you wondering if she will be fine throughout the story. She plays a role of trying to make the friendship come to reality, as well as helping Shoya with his process. Because of this narrative approach, it brings these two characters at their top form. If there is something to nitpick or pick a con, it would be the supporting cast. While there are some that is spare and receive development, such as Yuzuru, there are others that either entered the scene late or didn't get enough time of their own to be more than a character that represent just a friend. Notably, Mashiba is the sacrifice of condensing a long-length series in a fixed-length movie. That said, the movie doesn't suffer as it didn't present certain characters as what could have been, only to fall flat. All in all, the main characters are treated at their finest, and with this journey, with nice supporting characters, it carries the movie enough strength to remain splendid. Once again, the journey to find the meaning of friendship is the driving theme of these main characters. It's the well-paced and step-by-step journey of friendship, from the days of bully and hate to the days of renewal and love. It's convincing to see why one simply cannot move forward as easily as one would hope to be. Each passing bonding moments lead to a notable growth within them and push your feeling at ease. It's not an easy road, however. Life can be full of surprises and mishap that it will have you on the edge of your seat. These main characters continuously try to make the friendship and the life better, only for old scars to return and new one possibly form. You want to root for them to change and no longer to be haunted by their past mistakes or struggles. Even for Shoya, who began with a troublesome attitude, deserves another chance. They're gentle and kind enough for you to care, to hope for their life to finally overcome their demons. The supporting cast, while not as developed as the main, or some don't earn much, does relate to them one way or another. Some will be challenging as few can be someone you despise, but it works here as it conveys the human nature and how there will be people that are difficult to change, even for this movie length. They do the job well to boost up the morale for the main characters to gain something they lack. It's an emotional ride from the very start, wishing for the best. Kyoto Animation has done stunning job in TV animation, and this movie is no exception. Arguably the best movie presentation from the studio. Its vibrant color, the jarring water visual, and character expression are some of the best work of art in recent years. The characters' motions are top notch, brings tons of life in them, and make exquisite and lovable scenes ever more convincing. It's difficult to not to be endured by those two. The dramatic scenes are on point with his engaging piano score, playing in the right tone. The voice actors deserve tons of praise because they hit the emotion home. There are many key moments with excellent voice work to grasp and hold your attention with his emotion that is powerful enough to make you believe that they are the characters themselves. The overall presentation is simply glorious. In the fixed length of the movie, it was given that many cuts and rearrangement have to be made. Some character traits have to be altered, cut short, or almost entirely, and it's a sacrifice to prevent the bigger issues. Some scenes are rearranged, such as the bridge scene, and others that I won't spoil for newcomers. A subplot was removed as it wouldn't be needed for this similar yet altered theme. The interactions are largely the same, with few cuts that would only confuse the audience, including one friendship that wasn't elaborated enough, but a line or two gives you an idea of their bond. The main theme carries the same. Bonus, romance-wise, is more of the same with a few alternation that works. It remains a side story like the original, but both versions you can tell where it was going at. While I wouldn't call it exactly night and day difference, it's enough to consider as an alternative version of the original source. If you can't accept the changes, it's still a pleasure to enjoy the story and the characters. Both sides have their own pros and cons, so for a newcomer, I recommend them both. As for manga fan, give it a try, and you may be pleased for their own take on the story. The story of friendship in the path of redemption can be a challenge for those who have lost that passion. Whether a silent voice brings in a great meaning of friendship or not, it certainly brings in the joy and heartwarming moments. It's a compelling and charming movie that is definitely worth your time. It deserves to be heard. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this one. I highly recommend to watch the movie and even read the manga. They are worth your time, and I hope you're having a great time with the movie and the manga itself. Even if it's not the exact same thing as the manga, it certainly captures the spirit so well. So please check them out. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care. Now then, off to see the movie one more time.